story time. Even though I was being drained, or I felt like I was being drained by that experience, it was all working together to bring me where I am right now. I was walking in my purpose and things manifested. Even though I was in a position of pain, I was having a lot of internal turmoil because I knew that as a faculty member in the geosciences that I could affect change on the scale of my lab and perhaps the scale of a program, right? I could create a pipeline of students of color, which I had begun doing. I had an undergraduate student who I had mentored and recruited to work in my lab over the summer who was amazing. A woman of color from Botswana who's doing amazing. If you're out there watching this, hi, I'm talking about you, you know who you are. I knew that I could create a pipeline my own self. The numbers are so low that anyone paying any attention to the issue of inclusion in geology could make a huge dent and impact, especially for students of color. But even so, I didn't really know if going down the route of becoming a tenured faculty member was going to be walking within my purpose. I had really seriously been considering going into higher education administration. I wanted to change programs. I wanted to change schools. I wanted to change districts, regions. I wanted this to happen on a national scale. And I wasn't sure that just sticking in the field of geology would do it. So while I was writing my thesis, I had been posting about my experiences in this program. I've been very vocal about the lack of representation in my field, and I had folks on my social media who I knew from undergrad who were my former professors, and they kept me in mind. They reached out to me because Oberlin, where I had gone to undergrad, had received $1 million grant. They got $1 million to increase the retention and persistence of underserved folks in STEM at the level of faculty, which is important because what I noticed in my experience is that folks were willing to delegate to the undergrads and to educate and have professional development for the undergraduate students. But when it came to faculty members doing the hard work of looking inward, that was sacred territory. Oberlin College had gotten a grant to do just that, to do the hard work on the level of faculty, which was amazing. And in that grant, they had written in a position for a recent graduate who had gotten a STEM degree at Oberlin within the last 5 years, who was interested in increasing the retention and persistence of underserved folks in STEM. I had never before seen something that was so suited to my unique skill set. And at that point, I was intending to go into a PhD in geosciences. I'd gotten into the program. It was contingent on the completion of my master's thesis manuscript, which I had been writing. And then this opportunity fell into my lap out of nowhere. And you know what I did? I applied while I was writing the drafts of my master's thesis. I got accepted, and my husband and I broke our lease, packed our stuff into a shipping crate, and we moved the heck to Oberlin, Ohio within 2 months of finding out about that job. Here came an opportunity that fell into my lap for all STEM at the institutional level, at the level of faculty, not just at the level of students. Working at a model that was not a deficit model, not talking about how poor these students were in quality and the kind of schools and the kind of, no. I wanted to work on the level of let's think about how we can change the learning environment, how we can change the structures and policies that historically have marginalized folks from being in this field. And here was my opportunity. I'll end with saying that I want to continue to walk in my purpose, and I think my purpose is bigger than just affecting change on the individual level. I want to make change on systems-wide levels. I'm not quite sure how to do that yet, but I know that I'm on the